So I got a big one for us today. Well, for me, it's big anyway. This is weird. I have this headphone in, so I'm hearing an echo of myself. Oh, can I mute my microphone? No, then you can't hear. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to, maybe if I take this out, put this here, you can still hear me, and I don't have to listen to my echo. Okay, so the title of this video is Earth flat? I don't know, but I sure know that it's not a spinning ball 25,000 miles in circumference. So, where do I begin with this? I didn't make any notes, but I've been thinking about this so much. Last night I couldn't sleep because I was thinking about what I was going to say. And first thing I want to say about being a globe denier or a flat earther, I don't call myself a flat earther. I used to. There was a reason for that. Hi, Veronica. And Evie. So I used to call myself a flat earther because I was one of the very first people to come out about it, at least amongst anybody that I knew on Facebook. And that was back in 2015. Hi, Stacy. I was unemployed at the time and spending a lot of time on YouTube back then when YouTube was still a place where you could get any kind of information you want. It was uncensored pretty much. And I had already gone down the moon landing, rabbit hole and 9/11, all that. And I was looking for something new, and I kept seeing flat Earth videos, flat Earth, and I ignored them because it was ridiculous, right? Earth is not flat. Everybody knows that. But then one of my favorite podcasters, his name's Freeman Fly. If you've never heard of Freeman Fly, you should go check him out. He was doing podcasts before there was even an internet. he was in Texas and he was doing what is it? Cable access shows, exposing truth back then. Anyways, because I saw him post something on Flat Earth, I thought, okay, well, I trust Freeman Fly. I like his work, so it's got to be something to it. Or I didn't even think that. I said, let me just look into it. And he was talking to Mark Sargent, who now everybody questions whether he was controlled opposition or not, but it doesn't matter. I watched my first Mark Sargent. I can't remember the name of the video. Questions or clues or something like that. It was 2 hours, and I have to say, about halfway through it, I started scratching my head and thinking to myself, holy shit, could this be true? Could everything that I think I know about space travel and planets and shape of the earth be wrong? And that started for me was what was a 6-month quest to try to prove that the earth was a spinning ball. I spent hours every day trying to find the evidence, and this went on for 6 months. Finally, after I decided that there's nothing I could do to prove that the earth was a spinning globe, I Okay, I'd appreciate it if people would save their comments. I mean, you can make comments, but I may not be able, I'm not going to bother reading them right now. I'm just going to say my piece. And then I'm going to show you a video. So just want to get into this. So after a while, I found compelling evidence that the earth was flat. Since then, I've changed my wording on it. I don't say the earth is flat anymore. I don't call myself a flat earther. What I say is that the earth is not a spinning globe 25,000 miles in circumference. And it's really complicated why I make the distinction, and also because flat earth has become too trendy for me. And when things get really trendy, I tend to shy away from them. And there's a lot of I hate to say it, but well, I won't use such a strong, not so smart people now in the flat earth, and they sit in the flat earth community, and they say really uneducated, really stupid things all the time. That's one reason. The other thing is we don't know absolutely sure that it's flat because of work by Erewhon. I can't remember his name exactly, but he has the crater Earth theory. So this is the idea that the Earth is actually much larger than what we think it is. It's not moving, but it's much larger than we think it is, and that the moon is a reflection of the Earth, and that the Earth is actually in one of the small craters on the moon. Then there's the cosmic egg theory. Let them laugh. And yeah, I've been laughed at my whole life, so it doesn't bother me. Yeah, then there's the cosmic egg theory. And this is actually, it's kind of an idea that I've came up on my own based on the cosmic egg, that the Earth could be on the inside of a torus field, a toroid, basically a giant donut. And if you could make a measurement across the Earth from one part of Antarctica straight across the North Pole to the other part of Antarctica, who knows? Maybe there's a slight curvature there. I'm talking so small you wouldn't be able to detect it. Anyhow, that's why I do not call myself a flat earther. I call myself a globe denier. And I stay away from a lot of the flat earth groups just because of a lot of the foolishness that I see there. And nobody believes the earth is flat. Belief is when you don't have enough evidence for something, so you have to go by faith. You trust in somebody else. In the case of the globe Earth, you trust scientists. You trust science. You trust NASA, and it's a faith-based belief that the Earth is a globe. Those of us who deny that the Earth is a globe and, for all intents and purposes, flat, it's something that we know because we use our senses. The simplest one is when you the simplest ones that anybody can do is when you go up in a plane, the horizon stays at eye level. That couldn't happen in a globe. Okay, and the other one is we can see too far across oceans, like in Hawaii. People can see 100 miles across the ocean to another island that should be completely behind the curvature of the Earth. Ships going over the curvature and then being brought back with high-powered lenses. No matter how powerful your lens is, you shouldn't be able to do that. Okay, so this is how we know the Earth is not a spinning globe. I take offense. I get insulted. My ego does. Yes, I still have an ego. When people say, "Oh, Scott, you're perfectly within your rights to believe in the flat Earth. If that's what you want to believe, then you're right to do that." No, it's not a belief. It's not something I choose. I didn't. Nobody wakes up one day and says, I want to be a flat earther. I want to be ridiculed, laughed at, and disdained and called a stupid, idiot, uneducated by everybody I know. I mean, I often liken being a flat earther to being gay. And as somebody pointed out, being gay is more acceptable nowadays than being a flat earther. Um, so no, it's not something you believe in. And it's also really funny when I told you about how many hours I spent researching, well, trying to prove the Earth was a spinning globe, and I couldn't do it. And then you tell somebody about it, and they go on Google, which is completely manipulated to only show you what they want you to see. And they take like the very first article, "How Science Can Prove the Earth is a Spinning Globe," and they send it to you. It's like, I spent months, hours every day trying to understand this. And you think with one Google search, you're going to send me a video and I'm going, "Oh, you're right. Okay, I got it." All right. So don't do that. If you're one of these globe believers and you trust the science, just, I've got material. Ask me. I'll send it to you. I've got hundreds of hours of material for you to go through. You watch all of that and then come back to me. All right. But this might be boring for some of you, but I want to share with you what it's like. This, so there's this. First, let me set it up. There's this man named Owen Benjamin. He's a comedian, or at least he used to be. He was doing very well in Hollywood. He was starting to get some movie roles. I wouldn't say he's the funniest guy I've ever seen, but he's pretty good. I like him. But he's smart. He's really intelligent. And by the way, he got kicked out of the Hollywood scene because he made a comment about some Hollywood mogul who said that their child was transgender and was treating them as that way. And he spoke up and said that's child abuse. And he got kicked out of the Hollywood circles, and they told him, "Hey, listen, you can come back. All you got to do is apologize." And he refused to apologize. And then he started off by doing like YouTube videos. He got on YouTube and he was making a lot of money on YouTube. And then he starts, well, I'm going to let him share some of his journey about how he you can watch him, this transformation that he goes through as he starts to understand that the earth is not a spinning ball. I'm going to start it off. It's really long. You can see here it's almost 3 hours. I'm not going to play all of it, but I want to play portions of it. He starts off by reading this. Oh, I still haven't shared my screen. Share screen. Okay. So he starts off by reading quite a long piece that he wrote, and this is towards the end of it. And he's talking about the ped O's, and it's on this channel, so I'm just going to let it run. I'm not going to edit it, but just have a listen to this. By the way, this was one of the first things for me that I figured out was the moon landings, that it was fake. And for the life of me, for the longest time, I couldn't understand why they were faking space. How do I stop sharing? I want to make sure everybody can hear this. I've never done the share screen on StreamYard. How do I end it? I can't see the chat. Can you guys hear the video? I apologize for this. I've never done this, but I can't see how to end the share screen. This is bizarre. And I can't see your chat now because I got this big screen this way. All right, well, let me just. That's right. How do I stop sharing the screen? Bear with me here, people. I don't see it. Hi, I'm back. Sorry about that. So when I share screen with StreamYard, I don't know how to stop sharing. And it's a little confusing. Okay, so you could not hear the video, right? There was no sound for the video. All right, that's a shame. I bet it's because of this. Turn off the camera. My mic was muted. And now we have a problem. So, how do I do this? Can you hear me now? Yeah, I fixed that by turning down my speakers. Were you able to hear the video that I was playing? Yeah, Bonnie, pilots are not allowed to talk about it for the most part. So I'm going to try to share my screen again. Oh, it says screen sharing is easiest with two monitors. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox in the next window. Okay. So let me see. Uh, Okay, so I'm not going to be able to share screen. Okay, so unfortunately, I can't do what I was hoping to do in this video, which was share a podcast by Owen Benjamin as he went through the whole process of realizing that the Earth is not a spinning ball. It was really interesting to watch this guy go through this. But until I figure out how to, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can I get a comment? If you can make sure you can hear me, I think so. Anyhow, I'm gonna have to figure that out another time, I guess. It's 8:30 in the morning, Evie, or who's Murray. So it's a little early for beers today. I mean, right now. I'll have one later. Most assuredly. All right, I'm gonna plug in my other camera. Gotta bring it back. Bear with me while I get my other camera up and running. And then if you guys have any questions, I'll go ahead and take them after I figure this out. What the heck? Just a moment.